Video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get approved for a business line of credit, a block, as like we like to call it in the business world, and why you should get one and why I like business lines of credit. The reason I like business lines of credit, guys, let me know in the comments if this is your first time here. Welcome to my channel where we talk about leveraging credit to create cash flow. We talk about business and we talk about finance. Let me know in the comments so I can welcome you to the family. All right, so a business line of credit or block is straight cash in the bank. So typically, a business line of credit are a lot higher approvals, anywhere between minimum of 25 all the way up to 50 with no financials, up to 100,000. But typically, the limit exposure threshold for business lines of credit without financials is 50,000. So anything above that, you're probably going to have to require documentation and financials. And I'm going to get through every detail. So what you need in order to get a business line of credit, you obviously need a business setup, right? You need an LLC, you need an EIN, employee identification number. Basically, that's just your social security number for your business, okay? You need a business checking account, typically with the bank, right? So whoever you're getting that business, whoever you're getting that business line of credit from, typically you need the bank account, a business checking account with them in order to get that. That's usually how it works. There are obviously some banks that don't require that you don't uh, necessarily have to have a bank relationship with them, but most banks do that because they're going to withdraw your monthly payments from that directly from that bank. Okay. Another thing, unpopular opinion, you need to have great credit. Okay. Minimum, I'm going to repeat this until you get it. Minimum of 680, no late, no derogatories, no charge offs, preferably a 720 and above. Um, and you want to limit inquiries, no more than 3 in the last 6 months. Everybody has different data points. This is what I found that works the best. You want to limit the inquiries, and the reason is because if you have a lot of inquiries, they start to question, why do you have so many inquiries? Why are you applying for credit? Banks like to lend out. Banks like to lend out to people who actually don't appear to need the money. All right. Now, there's three types of business lines of credit. You're going to hear this a lot. You're going to hear a lot: no doc, low doc, or full doc. All right. No doc, no documentation. Pretty simple. Low doc. You're going to hear some banks require 3 bank statements, 3 months bank statements from your business checking account, 1 year tax returns. Basically, most of the time, if it's low doc, they just want bank statements. Hey, give me your last 3 bank statements. Let's see what the last 3 months have been for you in business. And that's typically when you have a higher, like where you're trying to ask for like a $40,000-$50,000 business line of credit. They'll ask for the 3 month bank statement because they want to mitigate the risk. And another thing, typically LLC has to be 2 years minimum. Obviously, there's some exceptions where there's 1 year, but most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, it's going to be minimum of 2 years. And the reason is because banks want to mitigate their risk. Most businesses fail within the first year, right? So if on paper you had a age Shelf Corp, a age LLC, for 2 years or more, you can apply for business funding, business credit, get business lines of credit, because it proves to them that it doesn't prove to them. It shows them that you outlasted that statistic where most businesses fail in the first year. So they like to mitigate their risk. So they want more established businesses as opposed to brand new businesses. So back to the types of business lines of credit. So full doc is 2 year tax return. This is when you're probably asking for $75,000, $100,000. They want 2 year tax returns, personal tax returns, bank statements, profit and loss statements, and that's because they're loaning you their money, and they want to make sure that you have the revenue to back that up. And it goes back to what I always preach. There's three things. One of these 3 things you need to bring to the table in order to get business funding: cash flow, collateral, or credit. So in this case, you need great credit. You need to bring 2 of the 3 here. You need to have cash flow because they're going to look at you need to have an actual business generating revenue. It's not like it can't, if you're asking for $100,000 business line of credit for an age Shelf Corp, age LLC, that you haven't actually done any revenue with, that you just let it sit on the shelf, you won't be able to get it because you're not generating cash flow. You're not generating revenue for them to give you that type of limit. Now you can get business lines of credit 50,000 or below, with an age LLC if you don't have any revenue. if you technically on paper don't have any revenue, you can get that type of limit, because on paper you're an established business. You have 2 or more years in business, and then you could just put the business revenue, and they'll be able to approve you with no documentation because it's an age LLC. But if you want 50,000 or more, you're gonna have to prove to them that you actually generate revenue and that you generate the amount of income that you say you put on the application. So just keep that in mind. Also, a business line of credit works like, it's kind of like it's a mix between a business loan and a credit card. There's pros and cons. The pro is, number one, it's straight cash in the bank, right? It's not like a credit card where you have to get fancy and creative to trying to liquidate that credit card. Um, and you only pay interest on the money you borrow. So a business loan or any type of installment loan, you start to make a payment the following month, right? It's a fixed term, a fixed loan for a certain amount of time, a certain amount of period, and you have to pay that monthly payment no matter what. It's not based on the amount you use like a credit card or a business line of credit. And typically, business lines of credit are lower in interest rate compared to credit cards in general. Credit cards typically 19-24%. Business line of credit anywhere between 6 to 12 or 7 to 12% as far as the interest rate. So there's a lot of pros in that. So that's why I always talk about in my other videos. You want to age your LLCs so you can get these types of product, a business line of credit. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification. That way you can notify whenever I post a new video. Also, smash that like button. Let me know in the comments if I'm dropping some gems. Also, don't forget to join the free Facebook group. Link in the description where we talk about business credit, personal credit. We talk about leveraging all of that, leveraging credit to create cash flow. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. That's my time. My name is Toby Rosario. Peace.